Because you did not plan, the state has a plan for you called probate. Now, probate is a court located inside each county to handle three things. The first thing is guardianship for your minor children. The second thing is conservatorship for an adult. And the third thing is the transfer of your assets after you pass away. Approximately 80% of people end up in probate court because they did not properly plan for their assets. The three things that you should know about probate is it is expensive, it takes a long time, and it is public. It costs approximately 5 to 10% of the fair market value of your assets. So that means if you own a home for $1 million that is subject to a $600,000 mortgage, the court will assess a minimum 5% on $1 million. The second thing you need to know about probate is it takes a long time, and it generally takes about 1 to 2 years across California, with some exceptions for the larger counties like Los Angeles, where it can easily take 3 to 5 years. The final thing about probate is that it is completely public. Everything will be discussed out in the open with respect to your affairs, your family, and your assets. Probate is like a lawsuit against yourself, that you're using your own money to sue and defend yourself. When you don't have a will, the state calls this intestate succession. And that basically means the court will appoint an administrator who will be in charge of collecting and distributing your assets according to who it thinks should inherit. Now, when James Dean died, he was 24 years old. He was already famous. His mother had predeceased him. He was unmarried with no children. Because James Dean didn't have an estate plan, the court decided to leave all of his assets to his father, even though his father had abandoned him as a child. Now, many people think that if you have a will, you will avoid probate, and that's just not the case. In fact, using a will and only a will guarantees you an appointment in probate court. The only difference is that by having a will, you get to decide who's in charge, and you also get to decide who inherits. So for example, in Marilyn Monroe's case, she had a will, and she validly appointed a beneficiary, her acting coach, Lee Strasberg. He inherited 75% from Marilyn Monroe's estate. Secretly, Marilyn told Lee to transfer 75% to charity. Unfortunately, because this was a secret and not documented in the will, he was not legally obligated to carry out this wish. Instead, he married a then 28-year-old actress who never actually met Marilyn Monroe. She would financially benefit from Marilyn Monroe's likeness over her lifetime, and in 2011 sold her likeness for $30 million. Now, probate also takes care of the guardianship of your minor children. If you have a minor child and you don't have the appropriate plan, your children will be appointed a guardian in probate court. The other matter that the court handles is the conservatorship for an adult. This is similar to guardianship for a minor, except we're dealing with an adult individual. So in the case of Michael Jackson, when he passed away, he had 3 minor children. The court appointed Michael Jackson's mother, his children's grandmother, as the guardian of his children. Now, in Michael Jackson's will, he actually also listed Diana Ross because allegedly they were close. The court ended up appointing his mother, who has a priority status because she is also their grandmother. So if you want to avoid situations like this, it is absolutely imperative that you begin setting up your trust.